The Adventures of Aratok the Space Fighter 4, The Cyborg Zombie. By Ryan Baker. The date is August 11, 2002. The location is the Uraxia Galaxy. 4 days have passed since Aratok Swifttail, the space fighter, was at Hermes Station. Aratok is in the galaxy. He was traveling through the galaxy. That was certainly interesting, said Aratok. He was referring to his time on Hermes Station. Now then, said Aratok, on to the next phase of the search. Aratok accesses his sensors. At that moment, the sensors pick up something. That's strange, said Aratok, I'm picking up something strange on the sensors. Aratok pilots the space fighter in the direction of the blip. Moments later, Aratok arrives at the source of the blip. He sees the experimental long-range special utility carrier. This is rather strange, said Aratok, there seems to be a spaceship in the area. Aratok checks the sensors. This is the source of the blip, said Aratok, there seems to be something strange about the situation. I'll obviously have to check this out. Aratok checks the sensors. There doesn't seem to be any life forms on the ship, said Aratok. Aratok pilots the space fighter towards the long-range special utility carrier. He finds an open access port. He lands the space fighter on the hull of the ship. He climbs out of the space fighter. He activates the magnetic grips on his boots. He enters through the access port. This is interesting, Aratok said to himself. At that moment, Aratok realizes something. I almost forgot the portable force field generator and the portable sensor, said Aratok. Aratok heads back to the space fighter. He picks up the portable force field generator, the portable sensor, his laser blaster, and the utility belt. He equips the items. He heads into the ship. Aratok checks the sensor. Everything seems to be in order, Aratok said to himself. At that moment, Aratok starts exploring the ship. Moments later, Aratok arrives at the laboratory. This is strange, said Aratok, there's a lab on this ship. At that moment, Aratok notices a tape deck. He approaches it. He turns it on. The tape starts playing. This is Chief Science Officer Tyson Jenkins reporting. The tape recording said, this is day 13 of our 300-day trip for the SC Pathfinder. So, said Aratok, the ship has a name. It seems we have some strange news, said the recording, we have recently picked up a strange being during our trip. That can't be good, said Aratok. The strange being is being studied as we speak, said the recording, it turns out that it is a cyborg undead. This isn't good, said Aratok. Day 190, said the recording, there is dire news. The cyborg undead has gotten loose from the containment tube. It's current stalking the crew. Several members have been killed by its chainsaw arm. That isn't good, said Aratok. Dear God, said the recording, the cyborg zombie is outside the lab. I don't have much time. Aratok hears the sounds of the cyborg zombie breaking into the lab. He hears Tyson Jenkins dying. This isn't good, said Aratok, it seems that the entire crew is dead. At that moment, Aratok hears the sound of a chainsaw. That must be the cyborg zombie, said Aratok. He checks the sensors. He sees that the cyborg zombie is nearby. He exits the room. At that moment, he comes face to face with the cyborg zombie. Dear God, said Aratok, this is the cyborg zombie. Raph, roared the cyborg zombie. Aratok turns the portable force field generator on. The cyborg zombie swings the chainsaw. The chainsaw bounces off the force field. That was close, said Aratok. Aratok aims his laser blaster at the cyborg zombie. He fires several shots at the cyborg zombie. The shots have no effect. This isn't good, Aratok said to himself. Aratok starts backing up. He starts shooting at the cyborg zombie. The cyborg zombie slowly lurches towards Aratok. I have to think of something to get out of this situation, Aratok said to himself. Aratok escapes from the immediate area. The cyborg zombie starts following Aratok. Moments later, Aratok finds himself at the armory. "This is strange," said Aratok, "this ship has an armory." At that moment, Aratok thinks of something. "There has to be something I can use to stop the cyborg zombie," said Aratok. At that moment, Aratok starts looking around the place. At that moment, Aratok finds a Ion Katana. "This is rather interesting," said Aratok. Aratok also finds a Custom Anti-Armor Railgun. He also finds some ammo for the railgun. "This will come in handy for my current situation," said Aratok. Aratok grabs the items. At that moment, Aratok hears the sound of the cyborg zombie. "Oh great," said Aratok, "he's coming closer." Aratok loads several rounds into the railgun. He sees the cyborg zombie enter the room. The cyborg zombie sees Aratok. "Raph," said the cyborg zombie. The cyborg zombie lunges at Aratok. Aratok aims the railgun. He fires several rounds at the cyborg zombie. The cyborg zombie is heavily damaged as a result. "This railgun works great," said Aratok, "now for the Ion Katana." Aratok takes out the Ion Katana. He uses the Ion Katana on the cyborg zombie. He slices the cyborg zombie's right arm and head off. The cyborg zombie dies as a result. "That was easy," Aratok said to himself. At that moment, Aratok hears something. It is the sound of the ship's self-destruct alarm. "Warning, self-destruct imminent," said the ship's computer. "Oh great," Aratok said to himself, "I have to get out of here quickly." Aratok immediately grabs more ammo for the railgun. He picks up the railgun and Ion Katana. He rushes out of the armory. "Warning, 2 minutes until self-destruct," said the ship's computer. "This is going to be a close call," said Aratok. Aratok manages to get to the outer hull of the ship. "Warning, 1 minute until self-destruct," said the ship's computer. "Just a little more time," said Aratok. Aratok manages to get to the space fighter. He climbs into the cockpit of the space fighter. He takes off from the place. Seconds later, the ship explodes. "That was close," said Aratok. Aratok sees the ship explode. "Now then," said Aratok, "back to what I was doing before this whole scenario." Aratok leaves the area. He has no idea what will happen next. The end.
Hey there, fantasy and science fiction fan lovers. If you can't get enough of mystical realms, futuristic worlds, and thrilling adventures, then you come to the right place. By subscribing to Fantasy and Science Fiction at Story Nori, you gain access to an amazing collection of stories that will transport you to realms beyond your imagination. By hitting that subscribe button, you'll never miss out on the latest tales of wizards, time travels, space exploration, and so much more. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the best in fantasy and science fiction storytelling, and we're always adding new and exciting content for you to enjoy. But that's not all. By subscribing, you'll be also becoming part of our incredible community of fellow fantasy and sci-fi enthusiasts. You'll be first to know about the latest content for the channel that you won't find anywhere else. So what are you waiting for? Join us on this epic journey into the unknown by subscribing to Fantasy and Science Fiction at Story Nori. Today, your next thrilling adventure awaits. Right, hit that subscribe button and let the storytelling begin. Thank you for being part of our amazing community. We can't wait to share even more incredible stories with you.